Oh, so we don't know what time it is, but just
Yeah, be prepared.
be prepared. Time approximate.
Yeah.
Friday night brought to you by Minuteman Sewer and Drain Cleaning. Our first guest on the show today from Central Michigan 211, Program Supervisor Evelyn Mercer. Hey, Evelyn.
Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
I was going to say happy 211 day, but that was yesterday. So happy 212 day.
Well, we were talking a few moments ago. Michigan celebrates 211 Day all week, so it's 211 week.
We're covered. It's 211 week in Michigan. So you call 211 a hidden secret.
Yes.
And I would agree. It is hidden. And if you're really not in need of any services or help, you might not have it on your mind.
Right, absolutely. And that's one thing with 211 Day and 211 week we are trying to shed light on is the work we do. And I've been with the organization now over 11 years, and it still surprises me how many people still do not know about us.
So we have a 911 when it's an emergency.
Yep.
211, how do you describe it?
So the best way I can describe it is we're there when you need us and you're not sure where to go, like for things like food, utilities, clothing, around holidays, the Christmas help. You just dial 211 and we can tell you in real time who has funding to try to help with those and where to go within your community.
So would you call and ask what is the spring hockey schedule at the Optimist Ice Arena?
I mean, we've had people ask about it. I'm sure we've had callers go, yeah. What can you tell me what day and time it is? So I mean, we never know what kind of calls we're gonna get, and that's the beauty makes this job so fun is we never know. But yeah, we'll get people who will be like, yeah, can you tell me what last night's Tiger score was or something like that? And if we have to, we'll get on Google and be like, it was a no-hitter or something like that, and just kind of help them.
Well, that's nice if you can provide those kinds of answers, but you really want to be in the business of helping people with real needs.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, they might not be life-threatening, but they could be they could mean the world to
Yeah.
someone making those calls.
Oh yeah, we've had people where they've told us just you being there, letting me vent when I need to and helping me talk through the situation I'm going through to help me pinpoint what I need help with has been great. We do follow-ups to check in with people too and like, hey, how are you doing? Like, did you get the help? And if they still are needing more help, we'll still keep continuing to help them.
And you're 24/7.
24/7, 365, so we're always there when you need us.
How long have you been at 211?
Just over 11 years as an official employee. I started off as an intern, finishing up my associates, kept in touch, eventually got hired in, worked up through the ranks. I started off on the front lines and now I'm running Central.
Awesome. Are you taking phone calls yourself?
I do. I still will jump on and help out the team. Right now we are kind of busy because it's in the midst of VITA season, which is the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance. So we tell people where to go to get free income tax help. Some of our counties, we actually do the scheduling for them. So if I see our call volume is getting super crazy, I'll jump on and I'll help out. Or we do also offer texting now too, where people can text their zip code to 898-211. I'll be like, you know what, you guys handle the calls. I'll get these texts knocked out of the way to help you guys out. Same, we can live chat with somebody, essentially instant message, and I'll jump on that, whatever I got to do to help out the team.
And your team, you're not giving tax advice or medical help. You're directing people to where they can get that.
Yes.
How big is 211?
So Central, we have, including myself, 18 employees.
18?
18. We have 3 resource specialists who are in charge of making sure the database is updated. They will reach out to agencies and say, hey, it's time for you guys to update your annual review. They'll make sure those intermediate changes are done. We have our quality assurance who does call monitoring. He'll jump on calls and help out as well. We have our navigation team, and we have then the frontline staff, and we have, like 7 people answering calls for Central.
And you run 211 for other counties.
Yep, so Central covers Jackson, Hillsdale, Lenawee, Clinton, Eaton, Ingham, Monroe, Genesee, Shiawassee, and Livingston County, but we have 7 call centers in the state of Michigan, so we are 100% covered in the state, plus 211 is nationwide.
No kidding. So are you getting calls from outside of the state?
We do. In those cases, we will direct them to their local 211, and we can actually internally transfer them to that correct 211 call center. We've also helped in times of disaster, like for Florida with the hurricanes, LA with all the fires we've recently. We can help each other out. And, you know, when we dealt with the Flint water crisis, we had people jump on and help us out because our call center was getting slammed because of the Flint water crisis.
Well, you have been busy, and I understand that among all 211 programs, our Central Michigan 211 holds the most records in the system.
Yep.
And there are some other honors, and I believe you've even been honored by Washington, D.C.
I do believe we have been honored by Washington, D.C., but yet Central holds the most records for our 211 database for the state of Michigan.
So have you added up how many calls you answered, let's say last year?
We handled just over 69,000 last year.
69,000.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Do the calls go up at certain times of the year?
Right now, we definitely see a bit of a higher call volume because it is tax time. We usually start towards the end of tax season, start seeing a little bit of a lull. During the summer months are a little bit slower. We pick up a little bit as it gets closer to like back to school because people are wanting to know where those back to school events are going on. And we can tell them where those are going on. And definitely as it gets closer to the new fiscal year, people are like, as agencies start coming back in with funding again. So.
And I know you get a lot of people that they're at the end of their rope. They're having challenges, mental health crises.
Yeah.
And you'll take all calls.
All calls. We will, if they're in a mental health crisis, we will keep them on the phones. We will call a crisis line with them on the phone right there, and we will do a warm transfer with them to that crisis line.
Well, I could imagine it could be, a depressing day with calls coming in, but there's got to be some bright spots. Are there some things that maybe you've been part of that you're most proud about?
I have. I think back to when I first hired in. I was very green, and I actually had a crisis call, and like the person was like ready to just end it all, and I was able to get him the help. And when I followed up with him later on, he's like, "Oh my God, like you just following up with me is so great, but the fact that you stayed on that line with me until get me the help meant so much to me. You've helped save my life."
Wow, that's awesome. Well, obviously very worthwhile to that one person, but countless others you've helped.
Oh yeah. And like I said, just being that listening ear, I've had people going, "Oh my God, just thank you." Even now, like all my team, when we're listening in on those calls again, they're just like, "Thank you for listening to me."
Awesome. Well, you need help, call 211. What's your number?
211.
Okay. Evelyn, thanks for coming in.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yes, happy 211 week.
Yes, happy 211 week.
Yes, Central Michigan 211's program supervisor, Evelyn Mercer. We've got our property of the day coming up next, and then it's our Northwest teacher feature.